Well, hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you see this. I decided today that I would just do a short video. And I am going to try to keep them very short. I have changed rooms, and today we're going to talk about the INFP-A, the assertive type, a little bit as a subtype, and some of the things that make us different. I am an INFP-A. I've noticed on the YouTube, at least, they talk about the differences in INFP-A and INFP-T, or just INFP-T, which is the turbulent type, and that is mainly what we see. Where are the INFP-A videos? So I am going to do that. But first, I'm going to do my little infomercial, which will be that I'm wearing pink today. So I'm celebrating October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this t-shirt was given to me. It was from a fundraiser. It's from a fishing fundraiser that was given to me by an ISTJ friend, former friend. The one, if you've been following me, they gave me all the white socks. And on the back of this, I love it because on the back of this, it says "Save the Bobbers." And then I wear it, and she said, "You're not going to wear that in public, are you?" And I said, "Yes, I most certainly am." And I'm wearing it on the internet now. So I love it. It's my favorite shirt, and it's kind of indicative of what INFP-A would be doing anyway. And I also will say that all three of my children, which are girls, are previvors, for breast cancer previvors. They do all three carry the BRCA gene. They have all had mastectomies and hysterectomies to prevent getting cancer like their dad did, which is where they inherited the gene. So I'm proud of them, and this is in honor of them and everybody else who has fought the fight of breast cancer and is still doing it. That's out of the way. Infomercial gone. Okay, not paid, just something I'm doing. So today, I have decided today, while I was watching football, I have decided today, because me, for an example, people think I'm different types. I have been accused. I'm saying this all in joking, lovingly, but I've been accused online of being an ISFP and of being an INFJ. And I have tested that on other tests that don't follow the MBTI, but the Myers-Briggs, but the other ones online, I have tested that. But 99.9% of the time, I do a test as INFP-A, the assertive type. And I just want to go over a few things that, yes, I think I decided, because I don't know any A's. Everybody I know are turbulent types. I think who I see online, the creators and the commenters and viewers, mostly, if not all, are turbulent types. They are the most common. We are rare. So here I am, being rare as an INFP, even rarer as an INFP-A, because very few of us are, and even rarer as an older INFP. So I am like 0.00001% of the population. That's why all of a sudden I feel like I can't relate to anybody that I used to relate to who are creators, and I don't watch them anymore. I don't watch MBTI videos anymore. I want to do my own thing. I want to come up with my own ideas from my own observations and just what I know psychologically, from a psychology standpoint. So yes, let's get to it. That's enough of the preview. This is why I am doing this. I would say that we're a completely different personality type. I want to say that because I don't feel like we are that similar. But if you go by cognitive stacks, which is what the MBTI does, goes by the alphabet soup, which I don't, going by the alphabet soup of the Myers-Briggs, going by Carl Jung, going by all of that, yeah, we are the same because our cognitive stacks are the same. I do believe that. The difference is how we react and how we react using our cognitive stacks. We still are both FI-DOM. We still are both in the passenger seat. The driver's seat is that. The passenger seat is NE. We're still all of that. It's how we react and how we act. So I guess it has to be a subtype, but it's almost like a completely different personality type. And if you see someone who says they tested INFP and they don't act like an INFP, they act more like an INFJ. And the person or people have been several who said, I'm more like an INFJ watching my videos and seeing my house. I've got a fake room now. So don't go by that. I see in my house, I can't be an INFP, and it doesn't mean all INFPs are slobs, but I could see where they could see INFJ because it's very organized. I am an organized person. I am an efficient person, which is what INFP-As tend to do and be, especially if they get under stress or things aren't going right. That's how they react a little differently. So how do they act differently? What are the difference? And this isn't a them versus they versus them and us versus them. I want to be more of the INFP-A. So what we do, we are coordinated. What we do is we are both idealists. INFP-As and INFP-Ts, because we are INFPs, are both idealists. The difference could be INFP-As know that idealism is not achievable. We strive for it, which feeds into perfectionism. INFP-As are not that perfectionistic as you develop, because we understand that idealism is not attainable. We might strive for it. We strive to be as good as we can be. As I say, as good as we can be with what we have to work with. We do understand that in life there are limitations. There are some type of limitations. We can dream, we can hope, but the reality is, and we put more reality into it, which I have tested in my earlier years as an INTP, which is more logical, so we can go there too, is that we know, even though it's we have an idealistic view of the way a person needs to be or way a situation needs to be, as we age and as we develop, we understand that that's not attainable. Whereas INFP-Ts tend to want to stick to that idealism and feel defeated and deflated if they don't reach it. So then we go to perfectionism. As I said, INFP-As are not that perfectionistic. We tend to really go with the flow. We tend to, okay, if I mess up, I make a mistake, let's see how I can learn from it. I'll feel bad for a while. I'll get into my feels. I mean, personally, and then people who I see who may be INFPs and they don't know they are, or I've been mistyping them because I think I've been looking at the stereotypical traits which you see online and read books about will be, I think, the INFPs. They don't say that, but I think that's who they're talking about. So INFP-As, when we see a mistake, we try to fix it. We take a step back, we try to fix it. I have my pity parties. My pity parties only last a few minutes, few days, not more than a couple of days. If it's a relationship with someone very close to me, whether it's a friendship, relationship, familyship, whatever like that, it takes me 2 weeks of processing, and then I can see both sides. I say, okay, this is my part, this is their part. If they want to have something to do with me, fine. If they don't, then I will approach. I'm assertive. I will approach. I will say, I'm sorry, I don't have any problems with that. I will say what I want from them. Like, well, I hope we can be friends again. Most times it's no, but then you move on. And you go a different direction, or you chalk it up as experience. Whereas I think INFP tends to, with the perfectionism, they feel defeated and they feel like a failure if it doesn't turn out to be perfect. And they keep striving for that perfectionism. They keep striving for that idealism, which is like to me, it's like a gerbil on the wheel. Put a gerbil on the wheel and it just goes round, 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 and you don't get anywhere that way. Another thing I see online a lot, not a lot, but I mean, I notice it because I'm picking out, why don't I relate to these people anymore? I used to relate to all these INFP creators, and I'll just say right now, I don't think I am. But now I've looked at it, and I think it's because I'm an A and they're a T. Stripping off the onions, the layers to the onion, just like you do with an INFJ. When you get down deep and really get to know people, get to know who they are, they're like, well, that's not me. And how in the world I can't be an INFP if I'm like this? But if you are an INFP-A, so in the creator end of it, I will say in the filming end of it, I'm doing a little bit better. I do have my nice background. I'm doing a little bit better, but I really don't care if I make mistakes. I'm not into editing. I'm not into, let's see if I can do the best. I want to have the best sound. I want to have the best equipment. I told you all, I'm going to get this big desktop that can do all these things. I'm not. I've decided, well, right now I can't afford it. I've got several expenses that are coming up, and this computer's hanging in there. It is literally falling apart on the outside and the inside. So yeah, I'm just going to make it work as long as it can. So if I make a mistake, I think it's just part of who I am. I will edit a little bit if it's really bad. On my travel channel, I tried editing, but it just I don't feel like doing it, and I don't care. I really don't care. It's not that bad. It's just, it's not that bad. It's just a blip. But it's on the travel channel, and most people click off when it gets to that point. So I am going to have to edit it. But I don't do editing. And then when I do my collaborations, the people I've done the collaborations with, and I'm not telling stories out of school, but yeah, I just get the feeling, regardless of what their personality type is, I just get the feeling that they're kind of concerned about it not working out, or what's going to happen here, what's going to happen. I don't do that. I'll just walk you through it, and if we have to edit, I will edit. If you ask me to edit it, I will edit it. But as far as I'm concerned, from when I'm just by myself, I don't care. I've noticed INFP, probably T's, the INFP T's tend to care, tend to want it to be certain setup, certain lighting, certain everything. Want it, and I can tell they blush easily. Not to say you're an INFP if you blush easily, but there's a little bit of lack of confidence there, which is it's not a judgment. I am not judging. I'm just trying to separate the two. That I have noticed that of all the INFP YouTube creators that I know, I probably have the worst. My daughter told me on the travel channel, she told me I was the worst cinematographer she's ever seen in her life. And probably so, but I don't care. It's the content. For me, it's the content. And so I don't get into that part. So I'm not that perfectionistic. I've gotten over that. if people have to accept that about me. And if they don't, they click off, that's fine. I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for the views. Doesn't hurt my self-esteem. I do look. Everybody does look. I look at the analytics. We all do that. If you say you don't, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. We all do look. I'm gonna do a video about YouTube, the cult of YouTube. and we can be led to that. So that's another way, is that we are not that perfectionistic, whereas INFPs are, and that comes back to the number one thing that I forgot, and I was about to click off because I don't want to make it long, and I know it's already too long, is that the number one differentiation is that confidence and self-confidence, which ties into everything else I've just said. And then I'll leave it at that. I've had like 3 ways here. Confidence. The INFP-A tends to be more confident than the INFP-Ts. Now, are we always that way? No. But there is a confidence in being confident. Do I feel confident in every situation I go in? No. I think INFP-As tend to take more risk, tend to go into situations where this is just tell me if I'm wrong, put it in the comments. This is just what I have observed being around INFPs, whether in person, online, wherever, meetups, wherever I've been around them. Creators, reading comments from other creators. I do like to read the comments more than I like to watch the videos of other creators. I will read the comments. I might not watch the video, but I'll read the comments. I do like to see what other INFPs think and their ideas. But there's a confidence level. I've taken jobs I've known absolutely nothing about, and just, as I say, fake it till you make it. And that's part of my authenticity, part of my path of where I am now. And yeah, it has to do with, if I make mistakes, I don't just fall to pieces. Not to say INFPs do fall to pieces. They don't. It's just the way they react. They have to have more alone time, I think. But we do tend to be, as they say, if you look at it, we do tend to be more self-confident than the INFPs. And I think it has to do with wrapping it all up. I think it has to do, the confidence has to do with, we're not as idealistic. We have some realism in there, and that we know things are not, idealism is not attainable. We do know perfectionism is not attainable. We go with the flow more, our flow flows more than the INFPs. So in that way, I think we set ourselves up to come across as more self-confident. And when we're not self-confident, I don't know, maybe this is the FI time. I'm laughing. Something that we do, we have our own incidents. We can't be comedians because we laugh at our own jokes. I laugh before I even say it. Is that, now I forgot what I was going to say. But, we come across as being self-confident even when we are not, and scared as you know what, because we're not going to let people know how we feel. We're going to stand there. We're going to stand in it. I'll tell you another way. I think I just thought of another example would be possibly would be, and say someone fell down and hurt themselves, particularly a child. I mean, this happened when my oldest grandson was 2, and I lived in the mountains, and there was a hay field next to where we were. And I took him for a walk, and the bales of hay, and I thought, and it was down the hill. I let him run. I just let him go. He wanted to run. I let him go. And that's the INFP. Oh, well. He ran down the hill, and he stumbled, and he fell into the bales of hay. And I did go down, see if he was okay. And he tried not to cry. He's INTP, by the way. He's in college now. He's turned out to be INTP, so there's not that far off from us. And he wiped his hands off. I'm okay. I'm okay. Which is what my daughter used to tell him, to wipe your hands off. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And I just said, rub some dirt on it. Rub some dirt on it. Come on. Let's do this again. Kind of thing, which would be what an INFP-A would do. When I got back, my daughter, which I don't know what she is, personality type, but she was like, well, did you hug him? Did you kiss him? Did you, oh, baby, you're so well. I think that's more what an INFP-T might do. Feel really sorry, feel really empathic. Not that I wasn't empathic, but I would just and say, well, you don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to try that anymore. Oh, you got hurt. INFPAs, I mean, I'm more like, rub some dirt on it and get back out there. So yeah, I'm going to end with that. I just probably have clicked off and unsubscribed. I'm going to see how many people have unsubscribed because of this video. Please don't do that if you're just joking. But you know, I don't care. I love you, but I don't care. Do your thing, go with the flow. So this is, I just want to put this out there. Just want to put a shout out to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I'm having fun. I burned my face yesterday. If you read in the comments sections in my community section, I was messing around with that. Yes, my face is kind of a little bit red. I burned my face yesterday with some type of a machine that is supposed to take the dirt off your face. It does. It took my skin off. So anyway, I'm way too long. I love your comments. Put your comments, like, subscribe if you haven't. You'll miss out on a whole lot if you don't. I tell you. You won't find this anywhere else because I'm making it up as I go along. Anyway, so until next time, everybody,